しております与党公明党優位な方々を
Our Liberal Democratic Party and the Komeito Party, which together make up the coalition government, have lost so many talented people, and it is very regrettable. The Liberal Democratic Party must take this matter seriously, reflect on it from the bottom of our hearts, and be reborn.
Japan's political landscape is undergoing a seismic shift as Shigeru Ishiba, the 67-year-old veteran politician, ascends to the Prime Ministership after a hard-fought and highly anticipated leadership bid. After 4 unsuccessful attempts to claim the leadership, Ishiba has finally secured his place at the helm of Japan's Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, the ruling political powerhouse that has dominated Japanese politics for the majority of the past 7 decades. As the new Prime Minister, Ishiba has called on smaller political parties to rally behind his leadership, securing enough votes in the Japanese Diet to solidify his position in the upcoming special parliamentary session scheduled to begin after next Monday, November 11th. A new chapter for Japan's LDP. Shigeru Ishiba's rise to the prime ministership comes at a critical juncture for the Liberal Democratic Party, which is confronting a period of instability and growing public dissatisfaction. Although the LDP and its junior coalition partner, Komeito, won a total of 215 lower house seats in the October 27th general election, this result still left the ruling bloc 18 seats short of the necessary 233-seat majority. The Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, CDP, the leading opposition party, made notable gains, securing 148 seats. In the wake of the election, Ishiba is now tasked with uniting the party and forging new alliances to form a stable government, all while managing Japan's most pressing issues at home and abroad. For Ishiba, who has long been known as a political outsider within the LDP, this moment represents a rare opportunity to reshape both his party and the national agenda. His leadership bid has been seen as a victory not only for himself, but also for the country's shifting political landscape. Despite his long tenure in Japanese politics, Ishiba has been frequently sidelined by his predecessors, including former Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who opted for a more conservative, establishment-driven approach. Instead, Ishiba has cultivated an image as a maverick and a reformer, gaining recognition for his independence of thought and willingness to challenge the status quo within his own party. Challenges loom, a party in crisis. The LDP is undeniably at a crossroads. Under previous leadership, the party's public approval rating has steadily declined, especially following a series of scandals and controversies. Among the most damaging was the link between key LDP figures and a church that critics have branded as a cult, a scandal that continues to cast a shadow over the party's credibility. Additionally, revelations of unreported political donations have further eroded public trust in the LDP's ability to govern with transparency and integrity. Despite these challenges, Ishiba's leadership has been hailed by some as a necessary departure from the established order. The new Prime Minister faces the difficult task of restoring faith in the LDP and repairing its public image. This will require not only decisive leadership, but also careful management of internal party divisions, many of which have been exacerbated by the controversial policies and scandals of recent years. Ishiba's vision for Japan, economic revival and regional rebalance. A former defense minister and agriculture minister, Ishiba brings a wealth of experience to the role, having served in various key government positions since entering the Japanese Diet in 1986. While he has often been seen as a proponent of fiscal austerity, Ishiba has made it clear that economic revitalization will be his primary focus. Japan has battled economic stagnation and deflation for nearly 3 decades, and Ishiba's administration is committed to breaking free from this cycle. Just days after being confirmed as Prime Minister, he instructed his cabinet to begin compiling a fresh stimulus package aimed at addressing Japan's rising living costs and supporting households struggling with the economic aftermath of the pandemic and inflationary pressures. While some might expect Ishiba to advocate for continued austerity measures in line with his previous stances, his focus now appears to be on economic recovery through targeted government intervention and reform. He has indicated that deflation will be a major challenge to tackle, and reviving domestic demand through fiscal policy will be central to his administration's efforts. In addition to his economic policies, Ishiba has expressed a strong commitment to regional development. Throughout his political career, he has championed the idea of decentralizing power from Tokyo to Japan's rural areas, which have been left behind as the country's population has aged and urbanized.